Too many times in matchmaking, I see people buy the P250 and generally not know how to use it, and it's quite apparent when they're just sitting there spamming it like a 5.7. So today I'm going to be going over how to actually use this thing on both the CT, the terrorist side, and just how to use it overall. Okay, so some background on the weapon. The P250 was manufactured by Sig Sauer and was released in 2007. The P250 does come in several variants, which includes the full size, the compact, and the subcompact. The one in game is the compact variant. The P250 is available to both the terrorist and counter-terrorist side at a price of $300. The P250 has a 100% kill reward, giving $300 per kill. The movement speed of the weapon is 240 units a second, making it 4% slower than the knife when equipped. So when you have the P250, you should always be having this out. There's no reason to have your knife out at all. The starting ammo of the weapon is 13 rounds per magazine, with 26 in reserve for a total of 39 rounds. The P250 has a damage of 35 with 77% armor penetration, making it capable to one-shot headshot at close ranges, unlike the counter-terrorist rifles. Now on technique of using the weapon. The best rule you can use to this gun is to think of it as a cheaper variant of the Desert Eagle. You should be going for headshots all the time with this. If you're sitting there spamming, you aren't going to win with it. Using the P250 does take a lot of trigger discipline. Even at global level gameplay, I see many people spam with it. This is not a 5.7, it does not have the same amount of ammo, and it has way less spraying accuracy, so you cannot spam with this pistol. The only time you should spam with this weapon is if the enemy is too far away and the first headshot doesn't kill them immediately. Then you can spam to finish them off with one more bullet. Even then, I still wouldn't spam. I would advise waiting to line up another clean body shot and then to shoot once. Because you can sit there and spam 5 bullets in the time it takes just to shoot one accurately. Spamming will also lower your chances of getting a follow-up kill if there's multiple enemies nearby. The P250 is also surprisingly accurate when moving, but I wouldn't use it as a crutch. You should always be standing still unless it is at very close range where you're 100% certain that you can hit that moving headshot. Now let's look at using the pistol for the terrorist and counter-terrorist side. Using the P250 on the terrorist side is kind of the exception to the rule. Undoubtedly, you will have to run and shoot with this weapon. Make sure you are only peeking close angles where you know you can get that one-shot headshot when running. If you don't plan on rushing, try to wait and hold an angle with it, hoping that the counter-terrorist will get greedy and just rush you with SMGs. You can usually pick up an easy kill there, especially if it's just one counter-terrorist and you have 5 terrorists waiting there with P250s. Also, when you're on the terrorist side, you always need to be gaining ground with this weapon. Whenever they duck behind cover or go to reload, always be trying to close the gap and always get that close range advantage. Using the P250 on the counter-terrorist side is slightly easier. Simply holding angles at close range and waiting for your enemy to walk into your crosshair is pretty much the only thing you can do, unless you're going for a 5-man rush. Again, you should always be getting that first headshot. The terrorists will often run past you without checking certain spots, so winning on ecos on counter-terrorist side is actually easier than an eco rush with a P250 on terrorist side. Holding close angles is actually easier than you'd think. For example, we're going to take a look at Inferno on B site. Below porch is actually an easy one that you'd think that the terrorists would always check, but more often than not, they get lazy and distracted by trying to clear sight on its own. So sitting there and waiting for them to walk past is the best way to hold sight. Usually you'd have a teammate on site sitting there to distract for you, and most of the times they'll walk right past without even checking that spot. Another great spot to play is on first box. Again, if you have a teammate on site that spools distracting, the terrorists are more often worried about clearing construction first than simply checking first box, and most of the time when you play it, you can always get that first headshot. In conclusion, the P250 is a very good weapon for the $300 investment if used properly. It does require its own playstyle when compared to the alternative like a 5.7 and a Tech 9, but in the right hands, the P250 can be very deadly even against full bot team on rifle rounds. I hope this information I provided you helps you use the P250 more effectively in future gameplay.